Good morning and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's Monday the 20th of December, and this week I'm focusing on the items which are being retired at the end of the month, with our July to December catalogue which retires. Now many of the items have already sold out, so I'm going to try and pick items, I will pick items that are still available. They'll be available on the day that I post, but obviously I can't guarantee how long after that they will be available. So I'll check the stock before posting and make sure that that is available. Good evening to you, Kerry. I hope you're well. So this was probably the most popular stamp set that I sold from the July to December catalogue. It's called, as you can see, Delivering Cheer, and it features 2 sets of legs and 3 different tops that you can put together. This one here with the presents is designed very much to go with this skirt because it's got the flat edge here, and then these 2 with the hands around the Christmas tree and the bouquet of flowers work really well with the skirt because of the design. You could cut this out and obviously put it on top of here, or mask this off in some way, but that's how it's designed to work. We have a little bit of ground here. We have some tights or leg warmers, whichever, that go on these legs here, and then we've got 4 sentiments. We've got a to and a from, so this is perfect for tags, and then sending love and Christmas cheer and warming thoughts to you this season. So although these sentiments are very much Christmas designs, morning Lynn and Jeanette, these, apart from the tree perhaps, I think you could use all year round. And as I say, this was one of the most popular sets that I sold in this catalogue. So I'm going to do some paper piecing with this. It's perfect for colouring in, but if you want something just slightly stepped up, then some paper piecing works really well. Just looking to see if I've got a Christmas one to hand. I don't think I have. I think I've sent them all out. Yes, I think I have. Yes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to stamp the so I'm going to do this as a birthday card. I'm going to stamp the bottom section and then add the presents on top, but I'm then going to cut and paper piece some of the presents and also the skirt. So I'm starting with this piece here, which is a die cut piece from the ornate frames, and I'm going to use early espresso, and then I'm going to also stamp onto some coloured paper, and obviously I found these obviously that I'd used previously. So this is from the pansy papers. They just go really nicely. This is a coordinating colour, so these are all oh, colour's got out of my head. It's Monday, isn't it? Pale papaya, that's the one. Morning, Catherine. Oh dear. So these all have pale papaya in it. I also quite like this one, so I'll see. Yeah, can't quite decide. So It's well used, as you can see. It's photopolymer, makes it really easy for positioning. Just spread those out a little bit. So I'm going to use this one for the skirt and the legs, and then the presents on the top. So I've got some blocks here. So I hope everybody's had a nice weekend. I know a lot of people are still working this week right up till Friday, but if not, I hope you've had an opportunity to get everything ready. I'm still a long way from being ready, I have to say, but there we go. It's my last coffee and card this morning in toaster. We haven't got one on Friday because it's Christmas Eve and we meet normally between 3 and 4, and Hummingbirds will be closed by then. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up. As you can hear, I'm joined by Cassie. Just going to try this out, see how inky it is. Okay, that will do. So I'm going to bring this one in. It's not the ornate frames, this is from the scallop edge dies. Don't think my brain is in gear today. So stamping this first, because A for position and B I want the legs and everything, and then we're going to cut out the skirt and pop that on top. So a very easy, very traditional stamping technique. It's called paper piecing, not to be confused with paper piercing. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this on top, and there's a fair bit of leeway when you're putting the presents on, because you've got the top of the skirt is quite full, you've got the bottom of the present, so you don't have to worry if you've got, you know, you can get quite close to it. Okay, so now I'm going to decide on my skirt, and I do quite like, you could pick out some of this directly. So this here, I don't want anything too big. I think I'm going to try and get these ones in. So just inking up that skirt element. I wonder if I could do it this way. Yeah, I reckon I can. There we go, like that. So I've got these flowers in the main part of the skirt. And then for the presents, I'm going to do them in these coordinating colours. Obviously I've been here before, so, but this is black, so I'm going to re-stamp this in an espresso. And let's have some of the flowers. And the gingham. Like so. Okay. So let's cut out the skirt first. Now this type of stamping and cutting out is really good if you're not a fan of colouring in, because you don't need to do any colouring, the work is done for you. Go. So I know colouring in of images is not for everybody, and I know people with you know, if you struggle with your sight or you don't have very good lighting, anything like that, then it's another good way of getting colour to your card without a lot of stamping and colouring in. Got small images, it's not so bad. There we go. So that's going to go onto there. And then I'm just going to cut out some of these different ones. So I'm going to cut this one, and you could cut different tops to the boxes as well if you wanted to, but in this case where I've cut it, looks like it's slightly different anyway. And these are quite easy to cut out because they're obviously just rectangles. I've got that one in there. Let's have a floral one above it, just this one here. Like so. And you could stamp and colour some of them and cut them out, and you could colour some of these and have other ones cut out, so you don't have to do the whole thing in the same way. I think that one, let's have a look. It's in there, like that. I've got this one here, so I might colour in that bottom one and use this for the next one up. She's very colour coordinated, this lady, giving this gift presents. I hope everybody had a nice weekend, and I hope some of you are managing to avoid COVID. It's very prolific here at the minute, unfortunately. Okay, so I've got that one in there. And I could actually go pick up some of this pink, couldn't I? Mind you, it doesn't really go with my skirt now. Let's have this one here. Now you could, if you wanted to, create a little bow to put on the top rather than use the printed bow. There we go. So each time I'm cutting just about inside the line of the stamped image. Enough so you can see just about the edge, and that's it. There's a little bit in there. So just building it up, and I'm just placing them down so I get a feel for the colours of each one. I wonder if I could use this, bring in a bit of this colour well, it's the same colour but just a different bit of pattern. So let's just stamp that. And the thing is, when you're doing this, if you stamp a whole load, keep them with the stamp set if you're only using one, or cut them all out and then you have them all at the ready. So it's this one here, and you can just literally have a look and see which is the best bit to pick. There we go. It's funny that I picked up a packet. I just saw a packet of offcuts of paper, and it was complete coincidence that it was the ones that I'd used, obviously, when I'd done this previously. There was Christmas papers in there as well. There we go. There we are. And then what I might do is just colour those two in, the other two. Okay. Let's move these out of the way. So the areas that I need to colour are her legs and her shoes. You could even cut out matching little pieces from her shoes if you wanted to. And this bottom present, the arms, and this top little present up here. And I'm going to do those first, because then if I go over the edges over here, it really won't matter. So I like to use light petal pink. Jeanette's all good, excellent. That's what I like to hear, Jeanette. So I like to use light petal pink for arms and legs, and faces as well. I use that. And if I'm doing faces, I add a little bit of light Flirty Flamingo, and then just sort of brush that in to blend it to get sort of rosy cheeks. So just a light amount like that. And I think I will give her, she's got this skirt here, maybe some sort of pool party shoes to go in with that. Let's have a look and see. Yeah. There we go. And then let's add this bottom present. Tempted to do pool party as well, actually, although it doesn't really go with the others. Let's do this one as a pool party. So, and I'll add a pale, well, actually I might just use this petal pink ribbon. So small you're not really going to see it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's go pool party for this one. So as this is a small area, I'm using our alcohol markers, which are perfect for colouring in. But if it's a small area, you could use our Stampin' Write markers, which are our water-based markers. And I think what I might do is take this present and make the bow a little bit darker, with pale papaya. So don't be afraid to mix and match. So I'm adding some colour to my cut out pieces. Right. So we've got that one. Got this one here. And then let's see. We've got that one there, so let's add, maybe let's add a pink line along there for that one. That's polished pink. Yeah. Let's just lift that up so you can see it a little bit better, although my camera is a bit further down, so I'm hoping it's a bit easier for you to see. So we've got that one tucking in there like that, and then we've got this one here. I might make that base a little bit darker. So just have a little bit of fun. There's that one on there. And then I've got this one, which I think I'm going to do the same. And then I need to find the other little one. There's that one there. There it is. And let's add so. There we go. So she's got a beautiful collection of presents there. So now I'm going to mount these up. Now I think what I'm going to do is have some flat and some raised to give it a little bit more character and height. Let me bring this up for you to see. Like so. So let's start with the skirt and some dimensionals. It's a bit like the paper dolls, if anybody's old enough to know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to do a little bit of curling with my bone folder to give that a little bit more shape. So I'm going to put two stacked up in the middle. So, and then one on either end. And hopefully then that will hold its shape a little bit better, like that. There we go. I'll just lift that up. You can hopefully see that 3D effect. Oops, Daisy. Okay, so let's have this one flat. I'm just going to use some wet glue for these, and then dimensionals for the slightly bigger ones. So small scraping of glue So this one. There we go. That's it. And then this one I'm going to pop up. Yep. See, just throwing those everywhere. Okay. It's a little bit too long, so I'm just going to pop that on there. Like that. Then we've got this one down here, which is our floral one. Let's pop that on dimensional as well. Bit there I can use up. There we go. And then we've got this one, which I'm going to put flat to make it look like, because it's sort of behind the others, isn't it? So a nice easy set. I love doing Christmas cards with this, with the Christmas tree, but also you can use it for the florals. So sending somebody a card with somebody with flowers would make a perfect thinking of you, get well card. And then this is my last one, so I'm going to pop that on dimensionals as well, just to give all a little bit of interest and height. There we go. And when I did this originally, I stamped happy birthday down the sides. I just need to look back and see which stamp set I used for the happy birthday. I did wonder whether the vertical happy birthday that we have in that catalogue would fit. I think it will be a little bit, well, I think it'll be overpowering now I've got her in the middle. We can have a look though. I know the Happy Christmas came from Peaceful Deer, but I can't remember without looking back. Okay, let me move that off there. Hopefully you can see that okay. Let me lift it up to you. So it really does look like she's got a huge set of presents there. Oh, Catherine remembers paper dolls. Jeanette says she's not old enough, but she can imagine. I like it. Right. So Celebrate with Flowers has a vertical happy birthday. Which will fit, but I feel I think if this was on a bigger card it would definitely work. I guess I could put it on either side, but it's just too big and too close to her for my liking. So let me see what else I could use. I've got To a Dear Friend. Nope. I might have to leave it. I might have to leave it and come back to it, unless anybody can think of a very thin stamp. Yeah, no, it's gone out of my mind. Never mind. Okay, so let's finish this off into a card. So I could put this either on a note card or onto a larger card, and if I could use some of this paper, I think that would be really nice. So let me see what pansy paper I have. That we could use as a backing. So this is that lovely gingham, and then I've got green gingham. This is soft succulent. That looks quite nice too, doesn't it? So let me know what you think, whether I should go for the green or the pale papaya. Don't want anything too overpowering. That's the one that's in this pattern here. I think the green, because it picks out the skirt a little bit better. What do you think? Let me know if you think differently. So one of the jobs I get to do over Christmas, oh, Jeanette says pale papaya, is sort out all my retiring papers. And I've ordered all the new papers. I think there's one we're waiting to come into stock. This is from the new catalogue. So I have ordered those. So then I have to obviously switch them over. And I will be doing a paper share for the new papers. There we go. Let me know. We've got one for pale papaya. Hi Sylvia. One for the green soft succulent. And I think I might put this, I'll put it on then on a card that matches whichever one you choose. So let's get one of each ready. Go. So that's one option, like that. Or we have that. Oh, just put pale papaya instead, yes. Oh, what, just? I mean, I could put it onto white card. That's the pale papaya. That's the green. I've got 2 votes for green, 1 for pale papaya. Let me make the cards up ready. And obviously you could just use a layer of card, coloured card, and pop it onto a white base. That would also work. So scoring that at 10.5, cutting it 14.85. There's one. This is an offcut. .85. Scored at 10.5. Okay. So the verdict looks like soft succulent. So let's cut a panel of this. And I've got an offcut here, so I'm going to use this corner, and then that keeps this piece still at 12 inches. So my layer is going to be, I think, 10 by 14.35. I can always cut it smaller if I want, but you can't make it larger once you've cut it. So I've got that and that. There we go, which I'm happy with that. Now I could raise this up a little bit and put a birthday message across the bottom. So let's do that. So I'm just going to pop this down with some wet glue. Looks wider than it should be, but it's obviously an optical illusion. So there's that one on there like that. And then this one I think I will raise up on dimensionals, and then I'll leave space for a sentiment at the bottom. So let's stamp that first, and then I'll have my positioning. And let's see what I've got in terms of any thin pieces. So this is going to be far too deep. So I will just use a piece of thin basic white, like so, like that. I have got some, the stitched rectangles actually would work quite nicely with this, but I'm not going to sit and die cut that out just for the sake of it. So I'm just going to pop a sentiment onto there. So now I can get away with a slightly bigger birthday sentiment. Green is better. Good. What have we got on Timeless Tulips? So that happy birthday would have fitted. Now I found it. Little one. I'm being very indecisive today. Oh, I'm so sorry. Right. What have we got? So this is a lovely happy birthday, but that's sadly too big. I've got this happy birthday. Let's have a look and see. So this is from Shaded Summer. It's too big. I wonder if I probably haven't got the right colour though, but from the Many Messages stamp and matching dies, I have all of these pre-stamped and cut. So, but you can almost guarantee I won't have the right combination. This one says, "Hooray, it's your birthday." Just not the right shape. Wishing you a year of magical moments. Now that would be perfect if I find that in the right colour. Last time I got these out, I remember saying to you, I really need to sort these out. So I've got that one with blue, and normally I have them stamped in Early Espresso, as you know. That one would work, but it's too long. It's not going to get the better of me. Oh dear. Okay. Nothing in that selection that comes to mind. Oh, hold on. I might have it. There we are. Wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories, and then I can put happy birthday inside. Whew. Made it. So one of the things I do have is the new Messages stamp. So I must do some work with that, which is it's the same layout but different sentiments, but the same die. So if you've got the Many Messages die, then it's a great addition to that. Right, let's put these two up on dimensionals, and we're done. Just going to support that in the middle. And then I could add an inner, but this is quite a light card, so I could just stamp a large happy birthday inside. There we go. And then two like that. We made it. So I hope you've enjoyed this card. As I say, I have done this one before, but I just wanted to bring this stamp set to your attention before it sells out. It is still currently available. It's £17 and it's called Delivering Cheer. Okay. So the nice thing about gingham is it gives you some lines to follow. Yeah. There we are. Wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. So I hope you like the design. As I say, you could, oh, we could add a bit of bling. Might just need to do that. Assuming I've got some pale papaya or soft succulent, and assuming I can find the bling. It's in my bag for class. Dear. Anybody would think I'm not organised this morning, wouldn't you? Anyway, there we go. So I hope you like the card. I will add a little bit of bling on afterwards, but I hope you have enjoyed it. And I shall be back tomorrow, Tuesday. I'm just wondering actually this week whether to do all of my sessions at 10 in the morning rather than in the evening. I'll deliberate on that. So at the moment, let's see you here at 10 tomorrow morning, and if I change my mind, I will let you know. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like the card. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, evening, depending on when you're watching this. And if you have any queries or questions on what I've created or the colours or the papers I've used, don't hesitate to just add a comment, and I monitor those on a regular basis, and I will just respond to you either directly on the comment or I can send you an email. So thank you so much for joining me. Do take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, as I said, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care now. Bye.